Let's settle the debate once and for all. Is pretty privilege a real thing or not? Many fail to notice it, and some are even embarrassed to talk about it. So let's talk about it. Allow me to be frank. We live in a shallow but straightforward society where we are judged and treated according to a set of preconceived list of traits that change in a jiffy. Many may argue about pretty privilege being a blessing, but it is also a curse. Now, what is pretty privilege? Haven't you ever noticed that more conventionally attractive people, based on current social beauty standards, are likely to get more opportunities and advantages in life compared to those deemed unfit to fit those standards? It's when people's perceptions about you are based on how attractive you are. It's when you are likely to get more opportunities in life based on how conventionally attractive you are compared to those who are seen as less conventionally attractive. Some people know it. Some of us have even used it to their advantage. Haven't you ever noticed a difference in the way that people have perceived you and about the way that you look without even meeting you first? Think about it. Think hard. Many men and women have come forward saying that they have experienced free drinks at bars, price drops at coffee shops, people opening doors for them, free of cost tire changes simply because of how attractive they look. One of my relatives, for example, was seen as a better employee at work, even though she knew for a fact that there were better workers. It can be a curse for both conventionally and non conventionally attractive people. For example, many men and women have come forward and admitted that when they're with their attractive friends, they have been looked over, disrespected, and ignored. And on the other hand, many women have admitted that people have only seen them based on the way that they look and nothing more than that. And this very fact has affected the way that they have been treated in society. It's imperative to understand that it is natural human tendency to judge and assume, but it is also unjust. Let me give you an example on a much larger scale of the entertainment industry. It thrives on pretty privilege. The app TikTok, for example, many men and women have gotten famous, have gotten likes, have gotten followers, have acquired so much money just because of the fact that they are attractive. On top of sexism, ageism, racism, all of which do influence beauty ideals, we fall on the physical attractiveness spectrum. Now, however subjective this may be, this may determine our quality of life, irrespective of our personality, talent, skills, or anything else that we may have to offer. Moreover, stereotypes could be formed. Haven't you ever heard the stereotypical image of blonde haired men and women being less intelligent? Yes, it is a stereotype that is formed in society that blondes are known for nothing more than their just looks. Although there may be valid reasons for this, it's not fair to the blonde haired people who are actually intelligent. Have you ever watched the movie Legally Blonde? It's when a lot of people underestimated a blonde haired high school girl and thought that she was all looks and no brains. But guess what? She proved them all wrong and she got into Harvard Law. People are always going to make preconceived notions about you, conclusions about you, assumptions about you, which may not necessarily be the truth. They think that everything would come to you naturally, that you may never have to work hard as anyone else for anything in your entire life. It's extremely difficult to prove people wrong when they already have a preconceived mindset about you. These biases are not okay. Humans are hardwired to prefer beautiful faces, and we are bound to make assumptions when we look at a stranger based on their hair, their clothes, their shoes. And it is okay. I do it too. I think we all have. Haven't you ever made assumptions about a stranger who looks shabby, who smells bad, who looks like they don't take care of themselves? I think we all have at some point in our life. My point is, it becomes unjust when it is the only factor that influences our opinions about them and the fact that we don't delve deeper to better understand that person. I think it's safe to assume that treating someone you know or even a stranger fairly is definitely a must. This does not mean that we ignore our biases. In fact, just the opposite. We should acknowledge the fact that our prejudices exist and try to be as open and fair to them as possible. We all deserve to be treated and acknowledged for who we are and not what we look like. In conclusion, we need to understand its relevance in society and how it is a delicate matter. In addition, pretty privilege is probably something that may never undo itself in society, since it's all up to each individual person to treat people with respect. I think currently we should focus on awareness and try to shape our mindsets in a conscious and subconscious way towards a more beneficent way. In conclusion, let's all find a way to dismantle the pedestal that we have put physical attractiveness on and strive for a more liberal world.